Creating your own space online by building your own live show is, I think, one of the coolest things that you can do to build your authority, build your influence, build your audience, and get your brand noticed online. So in this video, we're talking about recording live videos and live shows of your own. So first off, we have to understand that live content can exist both in the live and like here and now space, but also in the evergreen space as well. So what that means, evergreen content is content that serves its purpose, serves value to your people on a regular and consistent basis. It's not based on a current launch that you're doing. It's not based around a current project that someone's working their way through in your business. It's content that you can put out there and use multiple times. Say, for example, you are part of a virtual summit and you give a really fantastic piece of content there, a speech or whatnot, and you have a worksheet that goes with it. That then can be repurposed and used over and over and over again. It was recorded live. It still has the personality of live content, but you're able to use it in more settings on autopilot. So you can be generating more leads for your email list while you sleep. So if that interests you, let's talk about what's in this video. Oh yeah, another thing. The other reason why I love video and live video specifically is because the algorithms on so many platforms are favoring video content over text-based content, over audio content. Video is king, so why not play into it? So first in this video, we're going to talk about making sure that your content is worthy of recording in the first place. We want to make sure that we have great content that we're recording, or you're going to regret it. Then I'm going to show you the easiest way to do exactly what the title says, is to record our live show. And I know the biggest headache when I got into creating my own live show was the technology headaches of streaming. So we're going to talk about 3 ways to test your stream and make sure it works well so that your people actually have some quality video to come and enjoy. So for this and more, stay tuned. Roll the intro. There are 3 things that you have to pay attention to before you go live, before you press record on your show. And that's to make sure that you're actually creating content that's worthy of being recorded in the first place. You're not just creating content for the sake of content. So the first thing in these 3, this triad of actions, if you will, the first thing that you have to pay attention to is making sure that your message is in alignment with your customer avatar. If you start bringing in all of these different topics and concepts that are not relevant to the journey of your specific customer avatar, then they're going to start tuning out. I know this because I did this for a long time in the past before I understood the value and the importance of having intentional content. So what I was doing was I was creating, I had this awesome, I think it was awesome podcast that I'd bring on all of these experts in a variety of different fields, from dog trainers to neurosurgeons and soldiers to senators. Like, I had this huge variety of people, and the purpose of the show is I just wanted to have conversations. But then when I chose to pivot things and I really wanted to start focusing on business-related content, well, I saw a huge drop-off in my audience. People might come and we might get a lot of views and a lot of downloads and a lot of listens for one episode of our show because, yeah, that was a great topic, great content, great guest, but that's not transferring over to our other episodes because they're so disjointed. So making sure that your message, what you're actually going to be talking about, is in alignment with your customer avatar will make sure that that is not, you're not going to face the same kinds of headaches that I will. You'll have longer term engagement with your listeners, your followers, etc. Going off of that, the second thing that you have to pay attention to is making sure that you are planning your show. Whether you're doing a live show or a podcast or a members only podcast, podcast, whatever it is that you're creating, making sure that, yes, we are planning and making sure our message is in alignment with our customer avatar, which is what we just talked about. But then how do we actually, what does that message actually look like? So this is where I invite you to plan out different guests and experts that might be of interest. Look for your different keywords that are important for when you're posting and making your content searchable. Make sure you're diving into the questions that your audience would be asking. Create a space with your show that is so value-packed for your dream customer that they can't go anywhere else to get an even fraction of the amount of value they get from your show. When we do this on the front end as a lead generating process, or if we do like members only podcasts as well as a way of nurturing that relationship with our people, either way, making sure that we are keeping it in alignment with who our customer is and what they need, and actually planning things out in advance. The third thing that you have to think about is usually what a lot of people like to do as the first thing they like to do, and that is to think about and design and create your graphics. So this is everything from your, if we're talking podcast, from your podcast art to your graphics on your show if you're doing a live show, to your promotional graphics. All of that has to be designed. And this makes sure that not only is our message in alignment with our customer avatar, but it's also in alignment with our brand itself. Making sure that we're tying in those fonts, those colors, those logos, etc. That will give you that brand, that initial brand recognition and what we call visual authority. Making sure that you are doing all three of these will ensure that you have a show that is worthy of recording and is really exciting content that you can share in an evergreen format with customers who have yet to come into your world. Let's be honest for a moment. Let me know in the comments, if you have your own, what we like to call a connection machine, a process or a system in your business that allows you to both connect with new customers and to nurture the relationship you already have with those in your community. So what we like to say is like podcasts or live shows, etc. So first off, I want to know, do you have your own connection machine? Let me know down in the comments. Second question is, if you have your own connection machine, do you go through the process that we just talked about, that triad? Do you plan and prepare and make sure that things are in alignment before or during or after you create your branding? Is that triad part of your planning process? If it is, congratulations. If not, let me know why. What is it that you don't like about that process? What's getting you stuck? Let me know down in the comments. The easiest way, once you've done all of that planning, to actually get your content into a recorded format that you can post places, you can do this while you are streaming, or you can do this without having to stream at all. You can create live content that isn't streamed. Crazy idea. But what I like to recommend is putting all of your show together. So when we remember we talked about visual authority. So that's your graphics and all that stuff that shows up on the screen that isn't just your camera feed, right? You can compile all of those in a program called OBS. If you want more information on that, let me know down below and I will happily hook you up. So we like to compile everything in layers over there where we have our camera and our graphics and all that kind of fun stuff put together. And then the coolest thing about this software, A, it's free, B, is the fact that you can record and stream at the same time, or you can do one or the other. So what I recommend is recording directly from OBS, either if you're streaming or not, but you can record natively on your computer. Yes, it is going to use a little bit more of the memory and the processing power of your computer, so keep that in mind. But I like to do it because I don't want to rely on any other platforms, any other softwares, any other servers to hold on to my data. Yes, of course, if you're streaming through a platform like StreamYard, it will record it on their platform, on their servers for you automatically. But make sure that you have that native recording, that is straight out of your live stream production. What I'm saying is don't try and wait until after you've streamed onto YouTube or to Facebook, for example, and then download it from there. It's been compressed a whole bunch. It's been compressed and expanded and compressed and expanded a couple of times, and it's going to be therefore a lower quality video and lower quality sound overall. So in order to maximize the visuals, maximize the sound potential, and maximize the quality of your content, make sure you record it closest to it being recorded with as little steps in between as possible. And you want something that's just a couple steps, one actual very simple step that will help build your visibility and maximize your authority, your influence, and possibly even your income online. Well, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button and join us here on the channel. New videos for you every single week, helping you level up that influence, authority, and your income online for your small business. Okay. Stay with me here. You are in the middle of your stream. Maybe you've just started it. You've just kicked it off, and you need to make sure that it's coming in clearly. Well, back in the day when we started streaming online, we actually had people who were designated on each of the streaming platforms who would be there for each show that was being presented, and they were our tech guys. They were our magic hats, we called them, and they were in charge of making sure that they could test our stream connection, our sound, our video, etc. We actually had people whose entire job it was to check the quality of our stream before we went on. But now there are so many more people, and the accessibility of being able to create streamed content is so much easier that there's no way platforms can hire people to do that technical production side. So, it falls on our shoulders when we are about to go live. So I'm going to share with you 3 different ways that you can check the quality of your stream to make sure it is top notch. All right, so the secret behind all of this is you want to put in a waiting room into your show, and then that way you have time as your stream is being put out. There's already something that's showing that you can test, you can make sure there's sound, etc., etc., but it's not going to show you fumbling around trying to figure all this out. So that's the first thing. So make sure you have something like that, a waiting room, a countdown, a big fun intro, something like that. Then we're going to go into these 3 different ways. So the first way is, I don't have my phone on me right now, is to just grab your phone and check your stream on your phone. I do this constantly. My stream is hardwired into the internet here, the landline here. My mobile phone, on the other hand, has a data plan, so it's a completely separate connection. So checking the stream quality on my mobile phone is not in any way going to interfere with the speed of my stream coming out of my computer here in the office. So that's one thing I do. I pull up the stream on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever I'm streaming that show, and I check to make sure that I can hear it, that the sound is coming in nicely. I even like to give a comment to make sure that I can see that on the control and production side of it as well. So that is one really very simple way that most of us already have access to in order to check to make sure that our streams are sounding and looking the best. Another way to check is through some of the restreaming platforms that we use. They will give us a stream monitor, so we can see on the same computer that we are streaming from, we can see the quality of the stream that's coming in through there. Also, if you are streaming directly onto a platform like Facebook or YouTube, for example, if you stream directly through their platform's go live functions, you'll also have options to their in-house platforms for monitoring your data feed and monitoring your stream. So that is super, super helpful. Now, the third way is hearkening back to my magic hats, my old technical producers, and that is to build your own Go Live buddy team. And so what I recommend is finding maybe a business partner, maybe someone maybe an employee or an assistant in your team, or a member of your community, or a coach in your program, someone who can make sure that they are going live, or they are present to engage in your live stream when you go live, so that they can let you know behind the scenes if you need to adjust your sound levels, etc., etc. So their job while you are going live is to make sure that everything sounds good, to make sure that you're engaging appropriately with comments and stuff like that. And this can be done casually from the viewer's side, or you can promote them up to being a producer on your show. And we will talk about that in another video, my friends, because that is another can of worms unto itself. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Remember, you can always get more tips and get your questions answered on our Friday night live show. So join us over in the visibility hacking community. Head over to visibilityhacking.com. Click the link that says become a visibility hacker. It'll pop you over into the group. I will see you over there. And until I see you, my friends, always remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other and just go live. Your people are out there waiting for you.